You've been forcing everything for too long, pushing for that person to love you, pushing for that job to show up, pushing life to give you what you think you deserve, controlling every detail, as if letting go was the same as losing. And of course you're exhausted because forcing life is like trying to push a river with your hands. No matter how much strength you use, the water will go where it has to go, and you end up on the shore, out of energy, wondering why nothing flows. Today I need you to listen to this carefully, really, because it can change the way you live from this very moment. 7 Buddhist teachings that seem simple but almost no one manages to apply. Let go of control and trust that what is meant for you will come and stay until the 4th teaching. Because there's a story there that can take a weight off your shoulders that you've been carrying for longer than you'd like to admit. Breathe and listen. There's a reason why you feel like you have to control everything. It's not because you're complicated. It's fear. Fear that things won't turn out the way you want. Fear of being abandoned. Fear that the future will be worse than now. Fear that if you let go of the wheel for a second, everything will fall apart. And that fear, without you realizing it, puts you in a prison. The prison of control. And I pass. You anticipate every problem, you try to predict every outcome, and when something goes off script, you feel like everything falls apart. Not because it's so serious, but because your mind can't tolerate the unexpected. But more than 2,500 years ago, Buddha saw something that is still hard to accept today. Suffering doesn't come from what happens, it comes from resisting what happens. From that obsession with wanting life to be the way you want it, and not the way it really is. Control is an illusion. It always was. You can't control what others feel. You can't control what will happen tomorrow. You can't control if someone stays or leaves. You can't control if that project takes off or falls apart. You can only control one thing, how you respond. And the first response you need to learn is to let go. Let's start with the first lesson. No.
Y sí, es la base de todo lo demás. El río no necesita que lo empujes. Imagínate frente a un río. El agua baja con fuerza.
They feel you can't.
No necesita tu opinión. No necesita que le indiques por dónde ir. Simplemente fluye. Ahora imagina que te metes y empiezas a empujar el agua con las manos para que vaya más rápido. ¿Qué consigues? Nada. El río sigue igual. A su ritmo. A su manera. Y tú solo...
You end up tired, frustrated, and, if we're honest, a little ridiculous. Your life is that river. It has a rhythm, a direction, a process that you can't always see from where you are. And when you try to force things, when you try to speed up what doesn't depend on you, all you do is suffer. Life has its own timing. Flowers don't bloom because you pressure them. The seasons don't change just because you're in a hurry. The sun doesn't rise earlier just because you need it to. Everything comes when it's meant to. How often have you forced something only for it to get worse? How many times have you pushed a relationship until it broke? How many times have you rushed a process and ruined it? The river knows where it's going. You don't need to push it, you just need to trust and let go. The second lesson will hurt a little since you've likely faced it before. The more you chase something, the further it gets away. Think of a butterfly. If you run after it trying to catch it, it flies away. The more you run, the more it slips away. But if you stay still, if you stop chasing it, if you're just there, sooner or later it might come closer and land on you. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped scaring it away. And yes, in life, the exact same thing happens. The more you try to possess, to take ownership of someone, the more it slips away from you. The more you need love, the more it hides. The more you force a result, the more it gets blocked. Buddhism calls it attachment. It's that moment when you stop simply wishing for something and you start needing it to feel okay. And when you convince yourself that you can only be at peace if everything turns out exactly the way you want, that's when, without realizing it, you fall into a state of desperation that does the exact opposite of what you're looking for. It pushes it away. Buddha made it clear. It's not desire that destroys you. It's obsessive desire, wanting to grow, wanting to build something better. That's healthy. What breaks you is that feeling of, if I don't get this, I won't be happy. That silent urgency that squeezes you from the inside. Now think about this for a second. What if you stopped chasing? What if instead of running after everything, you stopped? What if you trusted that what is meant for you doesn't need you to chase it as if it were going to slip away? And no, this isn't giving up. It's not becoming passive. It's not sitting around waiting for miracles. It's letting go of desperation and replacing it with trust. It's about no longer running as if something were chasing you and starting to walk with purpose. It's stopping yelling at life and starting to listen to what it's telling you. Because what is meant for you isn't something you chase, you receive it. And you can't receive anything if your hands are closed, gripping tightly, trying to control every detail. To receive, you first have to open up. The third lesson touches on something that this era has destroyed for us without us even realizing it. The obsession with immediacy. We want everything right now. Fast food, instant answers, results. When something doesn't arrive quickly, we assume there's a problem, that it's not for us, that life itself is letting us down, or worse, that we are the ones failing. But the reality is just the opposite. The most valuable things take time. A tree doesn't grow in a day. It spends years putting down roots before it can stand on its own. A diamond doesn't appear out of nowhere. It needs pressure, time, and patience. A master is not made in a weekend course. It's built with years of practice, mistakes, and learning. So why do you expect your life to sort itself out in weeks? Why do you get desperate if that job doesn't come right away? Why do you punish yourself thinking there's something wrong with you just because things aren't going at your pace? Listen to this carefully. It's not taking too long. It's getting ready. It's taking shape in a place that is being built out of your sight. And just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. There's an idea in Buddhism that hits hard. Patience is one of the most difficult disciplines, but also the most rewarding. And listen, patience doesn't mean just sitting still staring at the ceiling. It's moving forward without anxiety. It's planting without digging up the seed every day to check if it grew, because that, by the way, only kills it. It's trusting that the fruit will come, even if there are no signs yet. What is meant for you is already on its way. Just because it hasn't arrived yet doesn't mean it won't come. It means it's not the right time yet. And when the time comes, it will arrive with such clarity, with such strength, that you'll look back and understand exactly why it had to take so long. The fourth lesson is the story I promised you. And this one, always listen to it. According to Buddhist tradition, there was a farmer living in a dry valley. It hadn't rained for months. His crops were dying. His animals were thirsty, and he was desperate. And every morning he would climb the highest mountain and shout to the sky, "I need rain. Without it, I lose everything." But it didn't rain. Days went by, and he shouted louder, angrier, more frustrated, as if the sky were a lie. In that process, he stopped doing everything else. He abandoned the land, neglected his animals, put his life on hold, waiting for something that didn't depend on him. Because of course, if it doesn't rain, what's the point of doing anything, right? One day, a monk who was crossing the valley saw him climbing the mountain and asked him, "Where are you going?" The farmer replied, "I'm going to ask for rain. I've been waiting for months and nothing." The monk looked at him calmly and asked a question that changed everything. "While you're shouting at the sky, who is taking care of your land?" Silence. The farmer lowered his gaze and saw it. His abandoned fields, his forgotten animals, his life falling apart. Not just because of the lack of rain, but because he had stopped doing his part while demanding that the sky do its part. Then, The monk added. The rain will come when it has to come. That's not something you control, but you can work with what you already have. You can dig wells, you can look for water, you can take care of the little that's left while you wait for what's missing to arrive. Now listen to this as if it were for you, because it is. Maybe you're waiting for something that still hasn't come, a job, a person, an opportunity, an answer. And while you wait, you've stopped living. You've stopped taking care of what you do have, you've stopped moving forward, you've stopped watering your own land. The rain will come, but if it comes and your land is dead, it won't do any good. Have faith. Trust isn't about standing still looking at the sky, it's about keeping on moving without getting desperate. It's about continuing to sow, even if you don't see results yet. It's about continuing to live, even if what you're waiting for hasn't arrived yet, because when it finally does, you need to be ready to receive it. The fifth lesson hurts, but it also sets you free. What isn't meant for you is also a gift. That person who left, that job you didn't get, that opportunity that closed, that door you pushed until you were exhausted, and that never can. All of that felt like a blow, like an injustice, like a failure. And now I have an uncomfortable question for you. How many times did you want something with all your strength, didn't get it, and later on were grateful it didn't happen? How many times did a closed door force you to take a path that ended up being much better? The problem is that you see life from a very narrow angle. You see what's in front of you, the immediate, the urgent, but life sees the whole map. It sees what's coming next. It sees what's beyond that corner you haven't turned yet. It sees paths you don't even know exist, and sometimes it tells you no. No, not because you don't deserve it, not because you're not enough, but because there's something better that you can't see yet. Something that only appears when you stop clinging to what you thought was your only option. Rejection isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes life doesn't close a door to leave you out. It closes it to force you to look for another way in. And many times that way in leads you to a much better place than the one you were obsessed with reaching. The next time something doesn't go the way you wanted, before you panic, before you think everything is against you, pause for a second and ask yourself this, really, what if it's not a punishment? What if it's life removing obstacles from a path you can't see yet? Trust even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. The sixth lesson points to something that's stealing your life without you noticing. You're obsessed with the when, and you've forgotten about the meantime. When will that job come? When will that person show up? When will everything get better? When? And while your mind lives in that future, your life is happening right now, and you're not there. Buddha said it plainly. The only real moment is this one, not the one that will come, not the one that already passed. This one, the one you're living right now as you listen to this. However, I'm going to tell you something that might hurt a little, but you need to hear it. You're not tired, you're unfocused. Because when something really matters to you, you find the time. But when you don't know what to do with your life, anything distracts you. And that's where most people get stuck, consuming content that entertains but doesn't transform. Now imagine that every moment you're alone becomes an opportunity to rebuild yourself from within, to understand yourself, to grow, to break out of that mental loop you've been stuck in for months or even years. Below, you get 30 days of Audible for free. Audiobooks that you don't just listen to, they move you deeply. It's not mandatory. No one is going to chase you if you don't click. But if something inside you says, I need to change, then you already know where the door is. Look at everything you're missing out on by focusing on what's missing. The people truly with you today. The little moments you ignore because you're waiting for something big. The laughter you don't hear. The conversations you don't enjoy. The details you overlook as if they were irrelevant. When in reality they are life. Life doesn't start when what you want arrives. Life has already started, and if you don't learn to live it now, when that arrives, you're going to realize something uncomfortable. You weren't living, you were waiting, and you lost time that won't come back. There's a very simple practice that can completely change this. Ask yourself this question every morning. What can I do today? Not tomorrow, not when everything is perfect, but today, with what you have, with who you are, with what is around you. Because life doesn't owe you anything, but it's giving you something right now. The question is, are you seeing it? Or are you so focused on what's missing that you're blind to what's already there?
Suelta el cuando. Abraza el mientras tanto, porque el mientras tanto es tu vida y merece ser vivida.
The question is, are you seeing it? Or are you focused on what?
Tiempo de la vida, no en el tuyo, no en tus plazos, no en tu calendario.
That you're blind to what's there?
Debería haber pasado. Confía en un tiempo que es más inteligente que tú, que ve lo que tú no ves.
Or are you?
No se iluminó en su primer intento. Fueron años de...
In what?
De no entender nada. Podría haberse rendido. Le podrías haber dicho, esto no funciona, pero no lo hizo. Siguió caminando, siguió confiando, incluso sin resultados.
What is it?
Pasó. No llegó porque lo apretó.
He was ready, and he was ready, because he didn't stop walking. Your moment will come too. Not when you want, when you're ready. And being ready has nothing to do with pushing harder. It's about trusting more, letting go more, living while you wait. And now look at yourself honestly, because what you just did is not common. We live in a world where people prefer to numb themselves rather than face themselves. Noise rather than silence, distraction rather than truth. But you did the opposite. You stayed, you listened, you felt, and that already sets you apart from the rest. You're not the same person who started this video. Something changed, even if it's small, and big changes always start like that. So mark this moment, right? I choose myself. So you don't forget, so that when you doubt, you come back here and remember that there was a day when you decided to stop abandoning yourself. There are people who get things too soon and they lose them. And there are others who wait longer than they'd like. But when their moment comes, they hold on to it. They value it because they understand the process, because they know what it cost. Because every day of waiting was preparing them. What is meant for you is not lost. No one else takes it. It doesn't get diverted. It doesn't forget about you. It has your name on it, and it's going to come. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But when it comes, it will make so much sense that you'll look back and say, now I understand. So do the only thing that really works. Trust, let go, breathe, and keep going. Because what is meant for you will come. Today we went through 7 ideas that can completely change how you experience waiting, time, and uncertainty. You have to push the river. What you chase slips away. What takes time is still forming. That while you ask the heavens, someone has to take care of the earth. That what didn't happen was also protecting you. That the meantime is your life. And that what's meant for you won't pass you by. Now, you don't need any more theory. You need something much simpler and much harder. Let go, trust, and keep moving forward. Remember this. Don't force it. Don't chase it. Just trust.